Hey, Greg. I guess we can start with the differences in halves. You go in halftime down 2-0. What was the message to the group, and how did you see that sort of turn that game around there in the first 20 so minutes?
Yeah, I thought, well, first off, we got ourselves into a hole. I thought our setup wasn't the right setup given the circumstances. We were kind of expecting one thing, saw a little bit of another. So part of it was adjusting our shape, our positioning, understanding where the spaces were, where the overloads were going to be, and the movements that I felt like even in the first half we created chances. We didn't finish them. They weren't a ton and they weren't amazing, but we created some chances, even though we were down 2-0. And so I think it was looking at the first half and saying, okay, we can't do anything about what has happened behind us, and here are the things I think we need to do, and then we just need to, raise our intensity and raise the intention. And look, I'm not going to say everything I said in there, right? And the guys came out and they were flying. We were getting numbers in the right places. We were moving through spaces. We were moving through lines. Combination play was really good, but we weren't just standing in pockets and passing. We were moving through their lines, and that becomes incredibly difficult to deal with. When Ricky and Marco were pretty close together. Dayon was in good spots to combine at times. It just became a good collective performance in the second half. I thought we were better with the ball, right? Because in the first half it was just some losses of possession that were coming back to us, and then in the first half, Bouanga getting a lot of open space and running at Jalen it's not a great matchup. We didn't want to be in that, so just some different things that I feel like we had to adjust structurally and then see opportunity, and then the guys had to just go for it, and they did. And so it changed the momentum of the game. The first goal coming relatively early in the second half was huge because it sparked, again, another layer of just that belief that if you keep it up, it can come. So I'm proud of the guys because they've got punched in the mouth at the beginning, but responded really well.
You guys have fought back from 2-goal deficits before,
Sure.
But to do it in this atmosphere with so much on the line, what does that say about this group here?
It's a group that's maturing. That's the thing that we talked about all season is, with the roster additions and the way we have kind of built the team, and then it was just about maturing together as a group competitively and having big experiences. And this was a moment that we felt was a big experience. It was an important game for us to be able to control the West, solidify a playoff spot, be at home, and then to get, like I said, to get punched in the mouth in the first, 15 minutes, to be down 2. The response, I think, just showed a lot of maturity. It showed a lot of belief, and it showed that we can execute. And the quality that was on the field stepped up and made things happen.
Hey, Greg, got follow-ups on both of his. What were you expecting from LAFC?
No, it just doesn't matter to get too far into tactics and things. We were looking at a little bit set up because obviously Marco and Ricky being on the field for the first time together, and what does that look like behind the ball and defensively? What does that look like in front of the ball in terms of providing them with options to be able to play forward and to connect with guys? Structurally, what is LAFC going to set up? Sometimes they're in a 5, sometimes they're in a 4. You don't really know. So you're trying to take inventory, plan A, plan B, and things didn't change a lot. We just took basically Gabe and we put him out wider, and he held his position wide a little longer versus being a little bit narrower. And Mickey didn't get so high so early because the first 2 goals got caught where Mickey was breaking out too fast to try to get involved in the attack, and then we turn over the ball and then he gets attacked in the space that he left. So we held him a little bit more, but again, we were cleaner with the ball. We didn't lose balls in difficult situations. So when you do that, then guys, you can add numbers into the attack from behind because you're not exposing yourself. So it's a combination of things that kind of came together, if you will.
As Damian mentioned, you've done this before, and the game that comes to my mind is Kansas City. In a lot of ways, a mirror given the first and second halves. This team has that ability to come back no matter what the first half is like, maybe more so than any other team in the league right now. What are the elements of the DNA that enable you to do that?
I mean, look, by and large, the team is built to attack, especially when you look at the guys that were on the field today. When you have Ricky and Marco on the field today, you have Dayon, you have Diego, you have Gabe. I mean, those are some high-quality attacking guys. So over the course of the year, we've grown a ton of confidence in our ability to create chances, score goals, finish chances. Again, it's going to come down to the balance of being able to do that and being able to defend and not give up things, And we did give up things a couple early. Luckily, they were early. That gave us a stretch of game that we could dig ourselves out of the hole. And I think then you just started to see, our attacking quality kind of come together. And it's the first time I think that Ricky and Marco have, right, they've started together. They've had a stretch of game to kind of get to feel each other out inside of a match, inside of the stadium. They had a few minutes together in, I think it was St. Louis or something, but this is the first time for me too to really kind of be able to see in a game what some of their tendencies together are going to look like, so that we can, in the first half, part of it for me was just kind of observing where Marco was going to feel like was best for him to take space, and just kind of observing what they're doing, and then trying to help them again find the best spaces to punish the other team. And again, at some point you just let them do what they do, but you have to structure the team around that as well.
Greg, Jerry Hawkins from Kicker. In reference to Royce, this is now his third game, his first full 90.
Sure.
You're getting a feel for him, he's getting a feel for you and the team. Can you tell me what he actually brings other than the goal and the assist, the obvious?
Well, I mean, since I've said this, from the first day I had a Zoom with him discussing even the possibility and him feeling us out. I could tell just high character person, wanted to just integrate and be a part of the team, wanted a new experience. You don't have to dig too far to understand his quality, because tonight, yeah, I'm getting there. So, he came here right away, and he's just tried to integrate himself with the players. He's not trying to take over games, not trying to do anything. He's trying to fit into the team. That's what I'm kind of getting at with his character piece. And so by doing that, you make it a lot easier for everybody else, and you make it a lot easier for the group to find ways to bring you into the game. And he's been really smart that way. What does he bring to us? I mean, the intelligence in his movement, his capacity to understand and read the moment and read the game, his quality on the ball, his vision to find runners, to play out of situations, to recognize where the superiorities are and where the game is at, and also to be able to create those situations. So, and then you see again just the rhythm that he's able to play in, when he and Ricky were moving together, how soft the ball was kind of flowing between them, and just how soft his feet are, right? But doing that on the run is the difference in what world-class players are and good players. Good players can pass the ball and stand around. World-class players do all that at a top speed and run, and you see that his capacity to be able to do those things out there in conjunction with Ricky, and then combining with the rest of his teammates. It was almost like the second half they freed up a little bit, and they were playing off what they saw, and so it was fun to watch. But he brings the things that a world-class player would bring, and we saw that tonight. We saw that in his first game. I thought he got punched in the mouth, not to use that term again, in St. Louis at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 95 degrees. It was a welcome to the MLS moment where the conditions were really difficult. He was being man-marked around the field and trying to get used to his teammates as well. But again, in his 2 home games here, I think you see something that's just, he's a special player.
Hi, Coach. Congratulations on the win. A couple quick ones. You talked about you have been able to come back a couple times this year, but this is the first time LAFC has lost when leading at halftime the entire season. Just what does that kind of give you the confidence going into playoffs where you might face another team like LAFC or LAFC again, to be able to come back against these top teams? And then, as you mentioned as well, securing that playoff spot, what does that mean for LA Galaxy this season?
Yeah, I mean, first off, in terms of being able to come back against LAFC, they're a team that, what we've seen over the years, and for sure over the course of the season, they thrive when they get the first goal, because then it's almost like they invite teams onto them, and then the power and the speed that they have in transition is one of the things that makes them great. It's what hurt us in the first half. But you've seen 3 teams beat them since May, and it was Houston, Columbus, and now us, if I recall correctly. All 3 teams that are ball dominant, 3 teams that win on their best days, move the ball really well, and are dangerous in attacking situations. So if you take care of the ball, then I think, and you take care of the ball and you finish attacks, then I think you can neutralize some of those things that they're really, really good at. And I thought that's what we were able to do as the game progressed. We were able to take care of the ball. We were able to finish our attacks, score opportunities, and build our momentum back into the game. So, that's how we got ourselves back in. That's why I think we were able to come back. I think what we saw tonight for us, and the message in there was, the win tonight shows exactly why it's so important to win the West and be able to play this game or this type of game in the playoffs in this building. Because when we started going and the energy started to get going and the momentum started to go, the fans got behind us because we finally brought them into the game, and that's what you want on a playoff night or a big night when you've got to get a result. And I think I credit to everybody and the energy in the stadium too, because that gets the guys going too. So I think it's positive. As far as sealing the playoff spot, as I said to the guys in there, I think after last year, you don't take anything for granted. But it's been a little while where we felt like we were gonna be in the playoffs. And so to have that behind us, I think it's good that we get it early enough. It's behind us, but now our eyes are really set on we control our destiny and trying to win the West, which again positions us in the playoff in what I believe is the best possible scenario, which is playing here in our building, which we've done really well with over the course of this season. Yeah.
Hi, Greg.
So
Halftime says a lot about a team, especially when they've performed so poorly in the first half. You've had some massive victories in your career, won big ones. This has to be one of the most satisfying wins of your career, playing the enemy and coming from behind and doing all of the right things in the second half.
yeah, as I said to the guys after, and for sure in my nearly 4 years here, this is one of the proudest moments, if not the proudest moment I've had of this group, this team here at the LA Galaxy. Just the response on such a big night. It was, the confidence they showed and the personality they showed in the second half was, as a coach, it was fun to watch, right? As much as it was to be a part of it, it was fun to watch. And I think, look, I don't think regular season games necessarily equate to finals and some of the things that we've been around in the past. But in terms of regular season games that are vital and important and are putting us in position, and you could probably put them up there with some playoff games. This is one that I'm just really proud of the group, and the way they came together and believed in what they're doing and believed in the mission on the night and got it done. Is that good? All right. Thanks, everyone.